What is up, guys? Welcome back to Season 1, Episode 3 of D Speeds Podcast. You guys already know who it is, but for those who don't know my name or who I am still, I'm Daniel Akinbinu. Without further ado, we're going to jump right into today's podcast. But before we begin, I'd like to take the time to introduce my guest for the day. Why don't you take the time to introduce yourself and talk just a little bit about yourself to us?
My name's Collins. I'm studying University of Windsor, Computer Science. I am an international student, came from Nigeria. And about myself, honestly, I don't know what to say. I will not lie to you. Because, I'm not an interesting person. Instagram, what's my Instagram?
You don't even know your own Instagram.
Collins from ZT, yeah, that's my Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys show him some love and go follow him on Instagram.
You don't need to, but
It's all good. We're going to get started on our podcast for today. We're going to do our first segment, which is the icebreaker segment. This game is not so usual with our other icebreaker games. Today we're going to be doing Would You Rather. So there are 3 Would You Rather questions. Since it's just the both of us, I mean, it's not so it's not that serious. So we're just going to go back and forth with these Would You Rather questions and just, vibe with it. All right?
all right.
Okay, so the first one. Would you rather be the funniest person or the smartest person in the room?
I guess smartest person. Yeah.
I was thinking about that too, because when I read this Would You Rather question, I'm like, what am I gonna get from being funny?
Exactly.
If I'm smart, I can use my smartness to be funny. Really think about it.
I
If
don't,
you're
I don't
no,
think I've met much smart people that are funny.
no, but here's the thing: you'd be smart enough to know what to say that's funny.
Then wouldn't that be intellectual jokes?
It doesn't have to be intellectual jokes. It's just I'm smart enough to know, if I'm in this specific type of crowd, I know how to make them laugh. I mean, that's how I'm thinking about it. I don't know, how are you thinking about it?
Well, I'm thinking I just want to be smart because if I'm smart, I get to pass without stressing so much.
Exactly. Well, I understand that. That's definitely what I'm also trying to get at with the smart thing. But I mean, when I'm not just talking about just being smart, I'm talking about in general. When I'm smart, I'm smart enough to know how to do certain things, how to make people laugh, how to get good grades, and just how to do maybe things that other people don't know how to do.
Okay.
So that's my reason for
understandable.
being smart. So when I'm funny, what really can I do with that? I'm already
Just make people laugh.
making people
That's all.
making people laugh. I mean, I can do that when I'm smart.
It could be helpful when you're talking to someone and you need to get their interest. Some people like funny guys. It's actually good to be funny sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. You can still be funny while as a smart person, because you'll be smart enough to know the jokes that you need to say to people.
Okay, I understand.
It's all good. All right, let's have to get on to the next one. Would you rather erase your own memories at will or the ability to relive any moments from your past but not change its outcome?
What's called relive any moment of my past. Because why would I want to willingly erase my memories?
Now, here's the thing. I would go for the erase memories part. Let me explain why.
Okay.
I don't want things to remind me of those memories.
Okay.
That's why I would choose erase your own memories at will. Let's say I went through a bad experience with something. I don't want to run into something or someone that, when I see them, it makes me think of that memory or that experience. So if I've gone through that bad memory or bad experience, I can be able to erase that memory so that if I encounter anyone or anything that has to do with that memory, they may still remember what happened with me that involved me, but I wouldn't be able to remember because I erased that memory.
I mean, because I don't have bad memory. Maybe I do, but I just don't really think much about them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I don't really get any benefit from erasing my memories. Because so far everything has been alright to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived a happy life. So that's why I'd rather go back and relive those happy moments.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's true. No, I get where you're coming from. Would you rather have the ability to control fire or water? I don't even know how to answer this question. Yes, fire or water. I don't even know how to answer this question.
Wait.
Okay.
It depends. When you say water, do you mean any
Any
liquid.
like water in a bottle, water
Yeah,
like
but
in
like,
general.
do you just this is like any liquid or just water?
Okay, let's go with any liquid, like
Any liquid.
juice or
Then I'd go
being
any
able to
liquid.
manipulate any liquid.
Yeah,
Let's just do that.
exactly.
Okay.
That would be better
And you only think fire and it's
than
cold.
fire. It's cold for like how many months? Then it's gone. It's gone.
But you need water for everything.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense.
exactly.
That makes sense. Yeah, I would go for water too. Now I'm thinking about it because when I wake up in the morning, the last thing I want to do is get up out of my bed to go and get a bottle of water. Let me manipulate the water to come to me, and then drink the water myself. But yeah, I would definitely do that. All right, now that we're done with our icebreaker segment, we're going to get into our question segment. Now, for those of you who do know or who don't know, I do post on my Instagram for you guys to ask me questions to be able to talk about or answer on my podcast. Questions or statements, doesn't really matter. And we take those questions and statements, fold them up in a piece of paper, and put them in this hat. Now, we've started to do things a little bit differently and picked out those questions beforehand so that we really know what we're talking about. So, in today, we're going to try and get through 3 of those questions for you guys. All right, let's get into it. So, the first question is, what is your biggest fear about the future?
Okay. I don't know why someone's thinking like that far ahead, but all right. For me, I'd say like this is personal, right? Like my own. Okay.
Personal, yeah.
For me, I'd say my biggest fear is like if later in life I don't like make it, like I'm not successful, like I'm not able to like repay my parents for everything they've done, my siblings, my friends have helped me. Like if I can't like do anything for them in the future, I consider as like a failure. Like yeah, I'm just a failure, and
Mm-hmm.
that's my biggest fear, to become a failure in the future. I don't know if failure is a harsh word,
But not be able
but
to make it to where
yeah,
you want to make it. Yeah, I
in the
understand
future,
that.
that was like because I they've done so much. Every time I just pause for maybe like a few minutes. I'm like, wait, I know if I don't study, I will fail. At the end of the day, I graduate like I graduated like a degree, but my credibility will be so low with the amount of fails I had and all that. And I don't know. I'm just afraid that like after everything, I won't even be able to get a job. I won't be able to get any money to do anything. I'd be begging off my siblings like constantly, and that's bad. I don't care if we are blood related. That I still feel that it's so bad to be at an old age and you're still asking your siblings for like an extra $10 or something.
No, definitely, I understand where you're coming from, and yeah, I feel like that goes for myself and as well as a lot of people too. But I feel like for me though, you talked about being a failure,
Yeah.
right? In my own perspective, I don't want to do something that I'm being forced to do every day for the rest of my life.
I mean, I get that, but there's sometimes I just have to make that
No,
sacrifice.
which I understand, but at the end of the day, you want to live a life where every day it's so for you to find the motivation to do the things that you're supposed to do.
Okay, I'd rather not like force myself to do things, but at the same time, like if there's no other option, I just have to.
And of course, there are some times where you do have to force yourself to do things, but this is something you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. You want to be able to love what you're doing. And I think that's one thing that I didn't really think about going into university. I wasn't really thinking about how I would feel in the future. Like, oh, I mean, I don't really care if I don't have the motive to get up and do it. As long as I'm getting paid, as long as I'm, get money is coming in, I'm going to be fine. But at the end of the day, but when I really think about it, I don't think money is the answers to everything.
I know I had the same thought. Like when I was coming to university, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to study this so that I can be, okay, me personally, I want to be a game developer. So that's why I went to computer science. And I'm like, oh, but when I got here, I don't know how this skipped my mind, but what I saw my like degree or whatever was computer information system, which not like the
It's
same
not the same thing. Oh,
as what I
okay.
wanted to do. And I
Okay.
was thinking, okay, let me do my best to switch so I can like continue doing what I want to do. But then I realized, wait, is the money you get, sure, it be high, but the amount of jobs that are available is so little and it's so like AI replaceable. Like I know it to be hard for me to like, get jobs in the future. So I was like, you know what, I'd rather stick to computer information systems and like do what I don't really want to do. But as long as okay, there are more opportunities, there is less like paying jobs, but there are more opportunities, and I believe it's less AI replaceable. I hope so. So it's like I'm leaving my passion for just what works.
But don't
Like
you think that you can always come back to doing
I
your
I
passion?
might be able to. Honestly, I was about to like swap like the next semester, but like wait, because that one you have to like take integral calculus. Yeah, I'm
Nobody
not
is
doing
ready
that.
for calculus, bro.
I'm not
I've
doing
had
that.
like so many friends tell me that they suffered through calculus this
Oh, no,
semester.
me, I passed calculus this semester.
You are just one exception. Like eight different people that have come up to me and I've asked them, I'm like, so how was your calculus exam? They just shook their head and walked away.
It's more of like, okay, you suffer now, enjoy later. Right now, I'm taking the path of enjoy now, probably suffer later. And I don't think that's a good idea, but I'll stick with it for now. See
Okay,
what happens in the future.
okay.
If things get like too rough, probably just find a way. That's why I'm taking. So like, that's why I'd rather just do things that I don't really want to do rather than like going for my passion. But I don't know about you.
Okay. No, yeah, I understand where you're coming from. And again, there's so many people who have different perspectives on that. More people are thinking more about the money than, how they would feel like 10, 15 years from now. And some people, again, are thinking the opposite. Like every time I start this podcast, I feel happy. I feel like I'm doing something that I'm meant to do. And hopefully this leads to something that I can profit from in the future. That's why I'm glad that I'm starting it now so that I can build up to it. Then again, it depends on who you are. It depends on what path of life you're trying to take and what you're willing to sacrifice in order to get, that type of happiness or satisfaction in the future. All right, let's go to our next question slash statements. This one is a statement. Someone out there said, I find it strange how there is so many different versions of you that live in other people's minds.
I don't find that. I think that's supposed to be how it is because okay, let me give you an example. When I was in high school, there was a point in time that I had two personalities. I didn't know at that time that I had two personalities, but I had two personalities. Like there's this specific personality I was with my friends, and there was like a specific personality that was like I had with adults and like authority and all that. So back then I didn't know, so I thought like how I behave with my friends was how I always behave, but subconsciously like I'd switch when like I'm in presence of like someone in power. And it got to a point that there was a day that I don't know what I did, I forgot what I did, but I knew it was bad because the teacher was like, "Oh, Collins, this is not you. This you're not supposed to be doing that." I'm like, wait, what do you mean this is not me? What who did you believe I was? I was so confused when they were genuinely disappointed. I'm like, why are you disappointed? This is what I always do. Then that's when I realized that wait, so you're telling me different people view you differently. I know that's how it's supposed to be. Because the way someone views you is based off of like different factors. Either your first interaction, that's one. What other people say about you could also like affect. And what's the last one? Yeah. If they just see you from afar, sometimes they can be like, oh, that's how that guy is like, so that's what he does and all that. I remember there was someone I didn't like when I was in high school. Like the first moment I saw this guy, I was like, no,
You can't even be with
I
this
can
person. Yeah,
never
I
be with
know
this
what you mean.
guy.
I know what you mean.
But I thought like he was a good guy. Like actually
Like
became
when
friends
you
with him.
got to
Yeah,
know
when I
them.
talked to him, I'm like, oh, this
Hmm.
guy's that's very nice. So like your personality varies with different people based on different things. So it's either they've talked to you or they saw you from afar or someone else talked about you. So I don't find it strange that there are different versions of you. Maybe what they saw is what they believe and that's how they imagine you in their mind. So it's not that strange of it.
No, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. It's something that you said that just made me remember a thought that I had in the past. You were talking about when you first saw someone that you thought they were a bad person, but then when you got to know them, that's when you started becoming friends. I feel like that also has an impact on how, others see different versions of you. I would say that based on how someone has talked about you to someone else, it may give them the idea that, oh, I don't want to be involved with this person due to this, and this, you know. All right, so we're gonna get into our last question. Okay. Do you think grades in school are an accurate measure of intelligence or success?
No. Let me ask you this. What do you think intelligence is? Like, do you know the definition of intelligence?
You can't put me on the spot like that. I don't know the definition of intelligence, but actually, let's search it up real
Okay.
quick. I'm gonna actually search it up real quick. The definition of intelligence is the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills.
Grades, okay, grades from like tests and exams, I won't consider them like an a measure of your intelligence, because like you said, intelligence also like acquiring knowledge and applying knowledge and also skills and all that. What exam would you take to like test your skills? Actually, what exam have I taken that tested my skills? I haven't taken it personally. I haven't taken an exam that tests my skills. Just test how well I remembered what they said in class, and that's not intelligence. Because some guys could have never gone to school, but they like just know how to do things, and that is its own type of intelligence. I'll never say grades are an accurate measurement of intelligence or success.
Definitely, definitely. No, I agree with you with that. I always try to think about it like in terms of what your strongholds are and again your weaknesses. For me, I'm really good at video editing, video creating, photography. Like that's what my stronghold is. Ask me to do a video for you, I'll do it. I'll execute it perfectly, right? But when you're asking me to solve a chemical equation, when you ask me to do that and I get the wrong answer, you can't really come say that my intelligence is lacking because I wasn't able to achieve the goal of completing that
Yeah.
chemical equation.
Exactly.
Where
So
that's not even where my stronghold
yeah, I
is
understand that.
in.
Like some people could be smart in one aspect but dumb in the other aspect, and others could be like the opposite. So it's like, how would you say that their grades like are saying that okay, yeah, this guy is definitely smart just because he got like a 90 in chemistry. Let's forget about the fact that I got a 20 in physics. Yeah, he's definitely like, no, that's
No,
not
you're
him.
right. Okay, anyways, we are getting into the last part of our podcast for today. And this last segment is pretty much an open floor. It's where you, the guests, get to just talk about anything that's been going on in the world today, anything that you've seen that you want to talk about on the podcast.
I don't know. I don't really like go out as much, so I don't really see anything. So I don't really have anything to talk about.
Okay, well, we can always talk about our New Year's
New
resolutions.
Year's
We're getting
resolutions.
close to 2025, so do you have any New Year's resolutions for the new year?
You know, every year is it's the same thing. New year, new me.
I know that's such a cliche saying.
I
Every
know.
new year, new me. I mean, what's new about you
Let's
next
see.
year?
The new thing for me next year, I don't know. Maybe I try to be more consistent with like my gymming. Like as you can see, I clearly don't look like I go to the gym yet, but I try to.
No, yeah, I
So
understand.
maybe that's what I'm going to do for next year. Just try to be more consistent, not only in the gym, maybe every other thing. Just more consistent in studying, in trying to talk to people, and like, however, just more consistent in life. That's my goal for next year.
Okay, that's good. That's good. For me, I think just like you said, I want to be more consistent in going to the gym. I actually set up a calendar for myself, so like every day I'm always doing
Went to the
something.
school gym or
Well, I'm gonna go to the school gym,
what time?
so we'll talk about that after the podcast. I don't even remember. All I know is that I set up the calendar in a way that every hour of every minute I'm always doing something. So, and again, I also want to be more consistent with my YouTube channel because I feel like this is something that I can definitely build up to over time. I want to do more vlogs next year. I want to do more vlogs, more podcasts, more just be more creative with my skill of video content creating.
Actually, I'm actually enjoying this. Even though I don't know who is behind that camera. Like when I've done this thing now,
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, it feels nice. It's when you like post it and like people start replying. That's why I'm
Reply.
like, oh,
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
that's me. Oh no. But like right now, I'm actually enjoying it. Yeah, you should keep doing this.
Definitely. I plan to do more podcasts. And again, if you guys would love to be a part of my podcast, you can definitely, send me a message on Instagram or comment in the comment section. You can let me know that you want to be a part of the podcast. We can set up a date, a session, a time, and we'll make everything work out. I want to post one video and just wake up the next day and see that it's blown up.
Oh, that's what we hope.
Like
Even
it
me, I don't
happened
do
one time, and it was with a short video. It got 115,000 views the next day, and I was like,
I thought you were about to
wait.
like just say 115. I'm like,
115, and then you know you had 1,000. And I
Okay.
know when I saw that the next day, I was like, "There's no way." What did I even do in the video? I acted like a spider. I came back in the book. Like, what the heck? I want to be consistent with my studies. I think this semester. Oh, I think this semester also taught me how important it is to manage your time.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I created the calendar so that I can be able to, I'm always doing something at every hour of the day. I wake up as early as 4:35 a.m. in the morning because I go to bed a little bit earlier than I should. That's why I wake up 4:35 a.m. in the morning. I get dressed, take the first bus to school. You know, it's either I'm going to the gym or I'm going to my first class, and then spending the day just trying to build myself up in different aspects of my life. So yeah, I'm just really trying to be a better person for myself for 2025. Another thing that I really thought about throughout the month of December specifically, because I didn't realize how important it is throughout this whole year. I wasn't really thinking about it. It's doing what you love and what you want to do to make yourself happy. Like, I want to be that mysterious person,
Nonchalant.
not nonchalant,
Okay.
just that mysterious person that you see one time out of, like, maybe once a month. You'll see me once a month because I came to an event or I just did something that was completely out of my schedule. I want to be busy. Like, I want to be busy. I want to be busy doing something. I don't want to have free time. I actually noticed that, you know, the CAW, right? The Black Student Lounge. Bro, I've been in that lounge for way too long. Like, I feel like I'm there every day. And I think that that's a serious issue because when I go there, what am I doing? I'm doing absolutely nothing. I just want to not get distracted. I want to be focused. I want to get good grades. I want to build my YouTube channel. And ultimately, I just want to build myself. I want to be a better version for myself. Maybe be yourself for yourself. That would be my motto for next year. Be yourself for yourself, not for others, not to impress others, not to impress my parents or, you know, just be yourself for yourself. I think that's going to be my motto for next year. And then one more thing that New Year's resolution is saving money because right now I am as broke can be. I bought
Do you have a job?
I don't have a job.
You do? I don't. You know how broke I am? Yeah, that's funny.
I even bought this $10,000 savings challenge. Every day I'm removing the specific number of money on that box and putting it in there. You've already seen it before, yeah. I bought two of them. They're both $10,000.
20K.
Yeah, so at the end of next year, I plan to save 20K. Hopefully that all happens.
Maybe if I like had a source of income, I do that too. But yeah,
You don't have a source of income. If there's anyone out there that wants to give Collins a job, he just let him know, he'll send you his resume. But yeah, anyways, we've come to the end of our podcast for the day. Collins, I just want to say thank you again for tuning into today's podcast, season 1, episode 3 of D Speeds Podcast. Why don't you shout yourself out to the camera again? Yeah.
I mean, I said this before. If you want to, if you don't want to, you can follow me on Collins from ZT.
On Instagram, right? Yeah,
Instagram.
Collins on ZT on Instagram. Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's podcast. If you're viewing today's video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Again, if you guys do want to be a part of this podcast, you can comment down below and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible, or just the quickest way, send me a message on Instagram and we can definitely make it work. All right. Thank you guys for sticking around and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.